Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Maverick here with another episode of Takt Opus Destiny. So, last episode, we finally get the backstory of how Cosette became Destiny and so on and so forth, and why they are actually traveling all the way towards New York, right? We didn't really get too much into the details of what Musicarts are, why there needs to be these maestros, these conductors, how do they actually help balance out each other, etc., etc. But hopefully that will all come to play in this episode, and we learn a little bit more about what's actually supposed to happen and all that, right? I presume also that Cosette, or I guess I should call her Destiny now, Destiny and Takt manages to bond a little bit more within this episode, maybe trust each other a little bit more, you know, the usual good stuff, right? So with that in mind, let's get into the episode. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Las Vegas, eh? Oh yeah, they are training. I don't get it. So, what does he actually accomplish by waving around his baton? Is this like supposed to be like a buffalo or something? I mean, they are in like the West right now, right? Yeah, still got the spirit. Yeah, I don't really get the entire, you know, being a musician and being a conductor are two very different things, honestly. So do you guys actually hear melodies in your minds whenever you're conducting them? I thought they were like gonna have like a hug or something. LR Farm. Well, duh. Alright, I actually thought there was gonna be like a new opening, but apparently this is what we're going with. Takt Opus Destiny. Alright, so next we'll see these two, I presume. And then these two. Ikuyo. Man, this is such a fire opening, to be honest. Showtime, eh? Oh, so Las Vegas has turned into a farm, eh? Well. Really? Yoho, Maki-dan. Oh. This definitely looks like a former casino owner. This guy's definitely giving off some bad vibes, eh? Although, maybe I'm just too suspicious or airy. I mean, otherwise, why is there a specific reason to introduce that character, right? Cornfields, eh? So I guess the Symphonica is keeping information under keeping a hush-hush on the situation. Suppressing the information. Yeah. I feel like it's easy to get mixed up by conductors with a small c, you know, actual conductors versus conductors with a large C, which are those that work together with Musicarts. Oh. Oh, yep, there is some stuff that needs to be taken care of. Play as in gamble? Or what? Oh, that should detect something. A D2? No, if it's a D2... You would think that Destiny would... Don't! That kind of deserves a spanking here. Alright. What secret is this town, or I guess technically city, right, harboring? Gambling? Oh, there's music. Yep, it's a casino.
そできたことよね。私も楽しませて。政府との仲介役を務めたシンフォニカの誰かさんもここのお得意様なんでしょう。
I wonder if Lenny is here to actually bust him down. Or is he actually wanting to come here to play? But then again, this isn't technically, I don't think he's doing anything bad, is he? Or is he embezzling funds?
まあラスベガスだしな。トウモロコシ作ってる方がおかしい。ないな。多分これは。
It's still below.
マエストロ、これはだいぶおかしい気配です。コゼット、恥ずかしいから。
あら、あのガキどもは何の騒ぎ？なぜここにいる？何なんだあいつらは。さあ、本当になぜかしらね。やっぱり子供はちゃんと寝かしつけておくべきね。
マエストロ、タイタン飽きちゃった。もういいよね。
そうね、手荒い感じになっちゃうけど。
Down here?
やはりここでやるしかないようです。やるって、コゼット ?D2 です。
So why come here now of all times?
ありえない。なぜここに D2 が。
複数相手とは厄介ですね。一気にまとめて片付けてしまいましょう。
やめろ。こんな場所で派手に撃ったら全員死ぬぞ。
では、別のご提案があります。
Melee form!
やっほー、運命タン。
おこごとは山ほどあるけれど、まずはこいつらをなんとかしないとね。
レニーさん。
アンナちゃんは私の後ろに。タクト、運命ちゃん、用意はいい？レニー先生からの特別レッスンよ。この先の道中、きっとまた D2 と出くわすことになるでしょう。ならここでスマートで無駄のない美しいハーモニーになりなさい。レッスン1、右のあいつをその銃で2発だけ使って仕留めなさい。ただし出力は抑えたままね。
一発だけで十分ですとも。
本当に分かってるのかお前。ちゃんと僕に合わせろ。
はいはい、レッツゴー。
Titan's just having fun.
マエストロ、
まだだ。
ハーモニーよ、運命ちゃん。マエストロの指揮をちゃんと感じて。
足を打ち抜け。
One shot. Shot number 2 to the head.
レッスン2、次は剣だけで仕留めなさい。
I like Titan.
自由奏でてごらんなさい。あなたたちのハーモニーを。
I'm just trying to I'm just trying to see, to hear like the background music and see if it makes sense. I mean, I do like that within these free lessons, right? The background music switched up a little bit each time. Right now we're getting that sort of heroic feeling from the music. But boom. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Wait, that background music, was that Destiny? Huh. Yep, you're on some special investigation. Did you guys fix their window? I certainly hope they helped him fix the window.
私たちも行きましょうか。
So Lenny is like going to like special agents after Symphonica or whatnot. Well, anyways, that's it for this episode. See you guys after this. Alright, so that was episode 4, and if I'm being honest here, I feel like the story was quite mundane, cliche, whatever you want to call it. But then again, I did say from the very beginning, I was expecting more like some lessons from Lenny as to how to conduct these kind of battles, right? Pun fully intended. And so I think that's the situation we have here, right? I mean, it was quite obvious from the first time that Mr. Long came onto the scene that he seemed like the bad guy. Typically when you have thugs behind you and whatnot, it's really hard to make it into a good character or whatnot, so that was quite cliche and all that. Lenny being like this sort of secret special agent or whatnot from the Symphonica up to investigate corruption and whatnot. I mean, that's also, I think it's quite a cliche sort of storyline by itself as well. I mean, Symphonica is this really this organization which has a lot of special rights and privileges, right? And it's obvious that anytime you have this kind of organization, there's bound to be some corruption sometime, somewhere. And so Lenny is here to right the wrongs, if you will. So, I mean, but with that in mind, though, I guess we can still consider the Symphonica to be upholders of justice, right? Maybe they have their own internal problems and whatnot, but I do still believe that ultimately the Symphonica are trying to do the right thing, right? and that includes stuff such as suppressing the information about the D2s so as to not panic the population and whatnot. Like, maybe their methods are a little bit heavy-handed or misguided or whatnot, but I think ultimately they are still the good guys here, at least from what we've known about them up to these 4 episodes, right? So at least we can infer that much. Now, the thing that kind of gets me, however, is why exactly were there D2s under the city right this time, right at this point, right? Because by all means, it seems that the casino should have been already in operation for a long time now, right? Like, this isn't just recent. They've been doing this for a long time. So why now, of all days, when the gang is here to visit, then the D2s decide to show up? That's a little bit too much of a coincidence, right? And, you know, why showing up exactly right there, right? That's also a big question mark that I do have. And they just, you know, there just happen to be conductors and Musicarts here at this time. Like, consider what would happen if they weren't here, right? And the D2s actually attacked the casino and whatnot and attacked the city of Las Vegas. Like, the city would be completely helpless. The people would be completely helpless. So, is there a significant relationship between these two? That is the puzzling question that I have. I mean, it could very well be just just there because it's there. This is, once again, kind of sort of a in-between episode. We're not really supposed to have any major development or whatnot, and we can't really glean any clues from the events of this episode. But still, it pays to maybe think about this a little bit, and maybe it does have some clues and hints as to the entire storyline, why D2s appear, and so on and so forth, and why they manifest sometimes in some places, but other times in other places. Why do these conductors go around and search for the D2s? And indeed, what is propelling these D2s to act, right? How come, is there an end to them? Where do they come from, and whatnot? So maybe those will be explored in the future. Now, in this episode, beyond that, obviously, the main thing is for Takt and Destiny learning how to fight. And before we get into that point, I will point out that, yes, indeed, the theme song that they chose for the battle, during the battle, was actually Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, right? So that part is actually a I recognize that part. I'm not quite sure if there were 3 lessons, right? She took down a D2 using her rifle form, long range. She took it down using her sword form, melee range, and then, a combination. So during the 3rd lesson, the 3rd D2, that was indeed the theme of Destiny herself, right? Which is Beethoven's Fifth. But the other 2 parts, I'm not quite sure if those are also from Beethoven's Fifth as well. If they were, then, full props to them, right? They kind of did what I was hoping they would do, which is to integrate a bit more of the classical music and the classical pieces into the actual battle scenes and fight scenes and whatnot. Now, granted, I probably... this isn't really meant to be that serious a battle, right? So I guess choosing those excerpts from the piece, from Beethoven's Fifth, might make sense. At least the 3rd part, right? That made a lot of sense. The feeling of triumph and whatnot. Very, very heroic. She's about to, both Takt and Destiny have leveled up in terms of their coordination and whatnot, in terms of their harmonization, and so we get this sort of heroic ending to the situation here, right? They protected the city, they got rid of the corruption, and happy ending for everyone. So yeah, I do hope that in the future we can get more of these kinds of integrations, though, and that includes for all the various different characters, all the different Musicarts that we see. For Titan, I mentioned that I'm not exactly that well versed on the composer and the piece that she is based on, so I'm not quite sure if maybe it was already slipped sometime into the episode, in these last 2 or 3 episodes, and I simply didn't notice. But at least for this one, it was quite clearly using Destiny's motif, right, which is the piece Destiny. And the way that they conduct a battle and whatnot, I mean, it's just a gimmick, right? Let's not too overly analyze that part. It's just there as part of it. I still don't think it entirely makes sense for a musician to transition into conducting, right? It's not quite the same, right? Conducting music, composing music, and playing music, those are three different things, to be honest. I guess conducting and writing could be a little bit more similar, at least for a lot of famous composers and conductors. But still, they are technically three different things. And so, Takt himself, he is supposed to be a musician himself, right? He should be a player, but now he is actually conducting music. So I do wonder if this sort of transition is a major point as well in terms of his character development and whether it has any bearing to the actual story at hand. Maybe it's like maybe Takt isn't talented enough to become a soloist on the piano and whatnot, so he has to become a conductor instead. And like I said, conducting music, composing music, these kind of go hand in hand a bit more. There are great conductors who can't really compose music, and all composers are, by virtue of their professions, also somewhat conductors in a sense. But I don't know. Is Takt supposed to write his own music by the very end of this, and maybe that, literally writing music? We're not really sure how exactly he hears the harmonies between himself and the Musicarts, right, with Destiny. So maybe in the future we will get this into an actual theme song, or at least a theme, right? And that would be part of the background music within one of the finale episodes. Maybe. I guess one can hope here. So, I guess those are my comments for now. Moving on, of course, and hopefully, bye-bye to Lenny. Sorry, not hopefully. I'm actually quite sad to see him go, especially Titan. Titan has really grown on me, to be honest. I love her nonchalantness, and she's just a fun ball of energy, right? Not too annoying, too, but, just at the right level. But I'm sure in the next episode and continuing on, we will meet more and more people, so looking forward to that. So, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.